keep going on about this cold, but I'm going to keep going on about it until I'm not cold anymore. So what's happening with my seatbelt? Okay, guys, I'm in the facelifted Opel Corsa. I don't know actually where I am. Do I? Oh, I do. Don't worry. Panic over. Okay. Something on the screen. I know the last time I drove it, I think I wasn't great about it. And unfortunately, I think this might not be a very blooming review. Blooming? Phrasing. I don't know what the word is. But before I get into it, I wanted to see what I could get insurance-wise for this. So I popped it in to Hippo's website, all my details, and the best I got was $598 with an excess of $7,500. So I'm always interested to know what you guys are paying for insurance on your cars, because I'm in like a little hatch. I always wanted to know, like, I'm in a hatch, then I'm in like a fancy pants car. You know, what is the difference? So this is updated. Like back in the day, the Opel Corsa was like the bomb along. Do you know what I mean? That's not a great word. Everyone was like, I don't know, like Opel Corsa had such a like thing about it, and it just doesn't have it anymore. It now falls a bit flat, actually. And I said this in a review that I just recently did for Ignition, that it's not like to be blamed on Opel or Stellantis or anything. Do you know? Really? I mean, I don't know. I suppose maybe partly, but not really. When General Motors owned Opel, and therefore the Corsa, like, the world was like hatchback man. Dude, that is not how it works. You like went over a yellow line. Rude. Everybody loved a hatchback, and you know, everyone was like, SUV, what? And so now the world has completely changed, and so therefore the landscape for the Opel Corsa has changed. The Polo Vivo and the Polo are still smashing it out the park, but like, still, when it comes to SUVs, they're still the number one. And I think that is where I have the issue with this Corsa. Like, in general, it needs to be outstanding if it needs to match up to the Polo, because that's the benchmark, isn't it? And it doesn't. So it's fine, it's okay, and I actually quite enjoy driving, especially when I'm up to speed and I'm just like driving. And it's fine around town, etc. But there are a few things that are a bother, but let me get into it a little bit more. Right, so I'm in the GS line model, which is like the top of the range. There are two other derivatives as well. I think it's like the Light and the Edition. Is it? Yeah. This has got like all black interior with the stitching, which I love. I think this looks super cool, actually. And then you've got a 10-inch infotainment screen here with a 7-inch digital instrument cluster. On the entry-level models, you're going to get a 3.5 vibes. Now, the issue that I've had with this infotainment system is that I've plugged in for my Android Auto, but it keeps dropping. And my cable's fine. It's a new cable. There's nothing wrong with it. I use it everywhere on other cars, and I've got no issue with it. And that bugs me, because Android Auto, when plugged in, should never drop. Well, wireless, it always does on any car. You can pay 5 million rand for a car, and I can tell you now, wireless Android Auto is going to drop you. And Apple CarPlay, sometimes. Don't you come at me, you iPhoners. So that's like a bit of a bugger. It's very simple. It's a little bit outdated for me. There's not much to it, right? I don't know. It's just a bit bleh for me. The other issue that I'm having, but I've kind of now, so I must double check this. Okay, I've done all my research, and it is to say that this car, this GS line, this model should have heated seats, okay? But it doesn't. Well, it does. Well, I can't find how to turn them on, and I Googled it and YouTubed it, and the buttons should be here next to the climate control, and they're not. Overseas, they've also got a steering wheel heater, heated steering wheel, and the buttons here on the center, and that's also not. So now I'm thinking maybe we don't have it here, and we have all got it wrong, or maybe I misread the press release. I don't know. Anyway, steering wheel's also been redesigned. I quite love this steering wheel, by the way. That is one big plus for me. Engine-wise, so unfortunately, like some other markets, we don't get a diesel model and we don't get a mild hybrid petrol. We have the same as we've always had with the Corsa, which is the 1.2 litre engine. It's in two sets of two. This one, this top of the range, gets you 96 kilowatts of power and 230 newton meters of torque. If you get the other models, you're getting 74 kilowatts of power and 205 newton meters of torque. Kind of a punchy engine, like it's fine. I think this is mated to a 6-speed auto. You get a manual in the other models, but overall, I think it's actually lovely. It's maybe not as refined as a Polo. I'm saying Polo all the time, guys. The benchmark, you've got to compare it. That is my job. Okay, so if you come to me and say, do I buy a Cola? No. Whoa. Polo or Corsa or i20 or whatever. I'm going to tell you the Polo is the best one to go for, obviously. But I'll get back to that in a moment. But that's why I keep comparing them, right? Because even things like fuel consumption, okay, this is claimed at 6.3 litres per 100 k's, the Polo is 5.4. The boot, that's at 301 litres, I think. 305 or something, or 309 litres, whereas the Polo is 351. Bigger boot. One thing that is cool, back here, okay, in the centre thing, which is a bit strange, I think, because if you're sitting in the middle, but you can move it. I shouldn't do this while I'm driving. There's like little sharks and fishies in this car on the little center tray as well. Like, it's so weird. I'm just gonna leave that there because, you know, it's so cute though. I quite like it. So like I said, you know, if you're gonna come to me and say I'm looking for a hatch and this is what I've got, like this goes up to like 460,000 Rand for this model. When it comes to other models, like I said, you know, you could opt for Hyundai i20, Peugeot 208, Renault Clio, maybe even a Mazda 2, and then of course the Polo. Okay, so this car overall for me is actually great. Like, it's fine and it's lovely to drive. It's quite comfortable. I think it looks okay. It feels nice. Like I said, I love the steering wheel, whatever. It feels like it's well built. Bit of road noise, bit of tire noise, quite a lot actually. Here's the issue for me. So pricing, so it starts at around 375, goes up to 460,000 for this model. It's a lot of money for a little car, a little bit of car. I don't mean little like as in a hatchback. I just mean like you're not getting a lot of car for your money. And I also think that if you're going to come into this segment and you're not going to match the bestseller with, you know, in terms of say maybe refinement or spec maybe, or size or efficiency, you have to undercut it in price. You just have to, otherwise no one's going to buy you. Or, you know, maybe anti-Polo drivers or anti-whatevers. And unfortunately, this doesn't really undercut a Polo. You can get a Polo cheaper than this. You can get a more expensive one, obviously. But like in terms of like model for model, you're not going to save that much, to be honest. Your Polo is going to offer you much more than this is, unfortunately. I don't like saying it because, like I say, I like it. Like, I'm happy driving it right now. Comfortable, you know. It's just in a very tough world, in a tough segment at the moment. Like most of us, actually, if you're not at the top of your game. Am I an Opel Corsa in the industry? Is that what I am? Like, I'm okay. I'm kind of good. I'm just not as good. I think I've just had a horrible epiphany. Well, fine. The Corsa and I will stick together. Oh, that's depressing.